Huge thanks to SEGA for sponsoring today's video. You can play Persona 5 The Phantom X for free. Download it now on Steam, Google Play, and the App Store. Just hit the link in the description and join Wonder in taking back those desires. Wonder is by far the luckiest Persona protagonist. I mean, he has a house, he has a huge wardrobe, and most importantly, he has a supportive mom. Persona 5 The Phantom X has officially been released in the West. And to the surprise of no one, it managed to exceed every bit of expectations, reaching more than 1.5 million downloads, claiming the #1 spot for free-to-play games on the App Store and Steam. Its number of players are comparable with mainline Persona games. So how is it able to achieve this massive success? That despite being labeled as a spin-off gacha, it managed to steal the hearts of millions and inspired ambition to continue the adventures of Wonder and the new Phantom Thieves. It's because Persona 5 The Phantom X is way more than just a gacha game. But before that though, if you want Joker to finally come home into your accounts, then like this video and join Otaka to Find for more Persona content. Persona 5 The Phantom X is basically a free Persona game. It shares similar elements with Persona 5, but it delivers a fresh story and fun experiences. Although yes, we can all agree that Mr. Subway Slammer here has been a celebrity meme as of late. But believe it or not, Subway Slammers are an actual thing in Japan. So there's still the classic societal issue connection that we know and love from past Persona games. It may seem like a small thing, but what Kyuchi did crushed the dreams of many, such as Tomoko losing her dreams to go pro in baseball, Motoha blaming herself out of guilt. These moments hit hard because they're painfully real. The pressure it brings can make us surrender our dreams, be it from a guy slamming in the subway or simply because life happened. But P5X's message aims to inspire us, pushing us to reclaim the desires that we lost. P5X's story is definitely one of its strongest assets, and it goes beyond the confines of the main story. One example is Minami's side quest, and her dilemma of choosing between her dream to become a nurse or support his dad who has a worsening health. Seeing your parents aching from illness, it drives us to sacrifice something our little hands can hold onto, be it despairing and surrendering our dreams for them. But as all caring and loving parents do, like Minami's father, he reassured Minami to continue pursuing her dreams. The beauty of Persona's storytelling is exactly this. It's how relatable they are and how it stays true to the whole theme of the game. Of course, story isn't the sole measure of what makes P5X more than just an ordinary gacha game. When I said that P5X is basically a free Persona game, it's not just in the context of its story, but the actual gameplay of it is here while adding more stuff. In the social aspect of P5X, it also has a confidence system called Synergy. But unlike Persona 5, Synergies aren't tied to any arcanas, so their character arcs aren't limited to any known tropes, like the Moon Arcanas always being insecure or Emperor Arcanas dealing with their passionate lifestyle. Each Synergies in P5X is beyond two-dimensional because they are coupled with exciting stories. They also reward players with materials and meta piece per pooling characters plus unique benefits, like how bonding with Yui improves planting, Yowling Li helps in cooking, and so on. Each synergy link can be raised up to 20, and you can also take them out to different places, such as enjoying a beautiful Ferris wheel view with Merope. Aside from the social links, P5X also have social activities similar to the mainline Persona games, from working part-time jobs, studying, and going to the gym. The very things we actually hate doing in real life. How did Persona make this activity so enjoyable? Anyway, P5X calls this as city life activities, and you can do 5 of them each day the server resets. While P5X did borrow social activities from Persona 5, they also added new things like cleaning, answering trivia questions from Shichi-kun, and improved cooking. But my most favorite part in city activities are the mini-games, which you can virtually do as much as you want as they don't cost any action points, such as a gachapon, a gacha inside a gacha, gacha game. These capsule machines have various adorable collectibles that you can display in Wonder's room. There's also this addicting rhythm game, where you can play songs from the game with the school's very own band. With all of these activities, it really made the city feel alive. Aside from the special NPCs that gives quests, interactable vending machines, and almost all stores are accessible, vending stuff like new skins for Wonder. P5X succeeded in capturing the social aspect of Persona games. But how about the other side of Persona's gameplay? The combat. How does it fare? While the characters here all have their own personas, even the ones outside the party being grouped as phantom idols, I love how each of them are balanced and synergizes well with other characters. Even though some characters are 4 stars, they can still hang well with 5-star characters, like how Moko can buff Joker, or how Katal plays well with Panther. Their unique abilities and skill brought a new tempo in Persona's beloved turn-based system. But the change I liked the most that P5X did was the dungeon exploration. Palaces in P5X, if you can believe it or not, are much bigger than in mainline games. They're all handcrafted like in Persona 5, where each palace fits the theme of each menace, or the rulers. And one of the most strongest aspects of their palaces is that you can revisit them even after defeating the ruler. Palaces don't disappear as they are connected with P5X's mementos. In my case, after beating Kyuchi, I was surprised that I only explored 40% of his palace. There were even areas that were left totally unexplored. Revisiting the palace has a lot of content to offer, such as the challenging fights against savage shadows. These are challenging mini-bosses where the shadows have unique traits and mechanics. For example, Genbu has a shield system, where hitting Genbu with elements outside of its weakness increases the number of shields it has, thus resisting downs and prolonging the fight. So brute forcing your way isn't ideal in this situation, nor does farming experience. It needs you to carefully plan the units you need to use in the fight, as well as strategize how each action is played. Aside from that, the palace also has tricky puzzles, where in the main story, it carefully guides the players how each puzzle works. But revisiting them gives the players the genuine experience for these puzzles, and some of them can be really challenging. This is the first time where I felt the need to 100% an area before moving on. And this is not even one side of their main content for dungeon crawling, since we still have their mementos. And believe it or not, yet again, mementos is not only bigger, and by big, I mean significantly larger than the OG in P5, but they are also more fun to explore, because P5X's mementos improve everything that held back the original. Firstly, they are now handcrafted instead of being procedurally generated, so you won't be mindlessly driving around hoping for the stairs to pop out. Secondly, it introduced new mechanics that made exploration fun and exciting. Every floor of mementos is so massive that you'll lose track of time while exploring each nook and crannies. The best addition they did in P5X's mementos is the challenging mini-boss fights. They have 2 types of this. One is a floor boss that guards the access to the next area of mementos, and the other is called Enigma, which is way more difficult. The floor guardians, called ruffians or depraved shadows, have special traits, like the shadow onis buffing their damage. And of course, like the challenging shadows in the palace, the floor bosses can't be beaten by brute force alone. Thankfully, you can borrow your friends phantom thieves to take on the shadows, and proper strategies are needed than levels alone. The Enigmas, on the other hand, while difficult, is the most fun I've had in Persona's turn-based system. It's common in the Megaten fandom to deem the Persona games as the easiest, but Persona 5 The Phantom X made sure that it will not hold that title. The Enigmas, or also known as agitated shadows, provide an extreme challenge that you can still overcome without resorting to brute forcing or XP farming. These fights are so tough that it reminded me of SMD, while also changing them a bit to complement P5X's battle system. But my favorite one so far is Setanta's agitated shadow, because it has this hidden mechanic where if he kills Inugami the guard dog, he then transforms into Kuka Lane, which not only changes his resistances that throws away your whole party composition, he also now has this insta-kill attack. And aside from its difficulty, the Enigma Shadows also complements their mechanics with the actual lore of the shadows. For example, Setanta, in his story, he was invited to a king's feast for his skills, but they forgot that he was coming. The guard dog for the king's party saw him as an intruder and attacked. Setanta killed the dog in self-defense, which devastated its owner, Kulan. To make up for it, Setanta swore to become his new guard dog, thus earning the name Kuka Lane. This alone speaks as to how much hearts the devs poured into creating Persona 5 The Phantom X. From the story that they want to improve, they hired Yusuke Nitta, the writer of Persona 5 Royal, Strikers, and other spin-offs to lead them, designing characters with passion, even including rare concepts for gacha games like a playable mom, making the areas feel alive with cozy city life activities from chilling with your favorite character to cleaning your room, which will never do in real life. Improving the dungeon exploration by making bigger stages, adding tricky puzzles, and challenging fights, where the players can really use the characters that they pulled for. Persona 5 The Phantom X is way more than just a gacha game. It's a real Persona experience made to be loved. But hey, of course there are still things they need to improve, and hopefully we get those in their future updates, like a much better villain than Kyuchi, and of course more characters to play with. For the meantime, we can all freely download and play Persona 5 The Phantom X on our PC and smartphones. Just click the link in the description and it's available on Steam, Google Play, and the App Store. So if I managed to convince you to play P5X, then here's everything you need to know before diving into it. Please check this video out. Join Otaka Define for more Persona content. This is Math, and stay awesome, my dudes.